Hello and welcome to Zendesk practice tickets. So I'm going to be going over the first practice ticket with you. So the first thing we need to do is to open Zendesk. Probably will end on this screen. Right on the left-hand side, you are going to be looking for the View tab. So that's the third icon. This is where you're going to be able to view all the queues, including the training queue that should be the first one right here. Once you click on the training queue, you will have all the tickets. And we're going to be starting with level 1 ticket, ticket number 1, which is Welcome to Zendesk. If you scroll the cursor over the ticket, you should be able to read the content of it. And if you click on it, you will be able to visualize the ticket. So that's the ticket open. We're going just to make sure that we have all the tabs open right in front of us that we will need. So on the left-hand side, you will be able to see the details of the ticket, including the requester, the assignee. Then we also have the categories and assist. On the right-hand side, you will have the apps tab. The apps tab will have the email from the owner, also the links to the account, and the notes section. In case you cannot visualize the app section, just make sure to click on this little icon. So that's the third icon underneath the next button, and you should be able to access this tab. We're going to be needing this tab as we work on it. So perfect. So we're ready to get started. The first thing is to read the email and understand what the owner is asking us. So this ticket is asking us to go over the Torx process. So we're going to be working on it. And the first step before we get started is to verify that the option to stay on ticket has been selected. So right at the bottom on the right-hand side, you should be able to see a little button and make sure that stay on the ticket is selected. This will prevent the ticket from closing once you actually change the status or take it. So right now we're ready to get started. The first step is the T from Torx, take. So we're just gonna click on the take link so that everyone knows that this is our ticket. So I'm just gonna click on take it right here on the right-hand side from assignee, and you're going to see that this ticket will now display my name under assignee. Perfect, so I have taken the ticket. The next step is going to be open. So I'm just going to change the status of this ticket to open. Again, right at the bottom on the right hand side, you will have the status of the ticket. So right now it's new. So if I click on this little arrow, I should be able to see the other options of ticket statuses, and I can just submit it as open. Once I click submit it as open, you'll be able to see that the status was changed to open, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. So next step is actually to reply to the ticket. I'm going to read, ask exactly what the owner is asking for, and I will be able to draft a reply. So the ticket should actually default to internal note. You can work on internal notes. So let me draft quickly a response here. Perfect. So I'm just reading, hi, Fresh Start University. Thank you for emailing today. This is JP from support. I'm working on the Turkish process. We'll use it to complete this ticket. Let me know if you have any other questions. Regards, JP. You don't have to write exactly those words, but something that is a response to what's being requested would be ideal. So if I submit this ticket as internal note, only people who have access to Zendesk will be able to see it. But for this particular response, I wanted to send directly to the owner. So it needs to be submitted as public reply. And we can see this here under Torx. So the R says reply. So we're going to send this into public reply. So to do that, I'll have to cut this information here. I'll change the status on this section where I'm replying public reply, and I'll paste it over again. Now, if I submit this ticket, it will go directly to the owner as a response. The reason why we usually work on internal note is that in case by accident we submit this ticket before we're completely finished, it's not going to go to the owner. So it's going to be submitted just as an internal note. But once we're ready and we have read a response and we're ready to send it out, we can definitely put it under public reply here. Perfect. So now we're able to move to the next step, which is to categorize the ticket. So let's look for a category. It's just going to be it's going to be on the left-hand side. You can see right here. I'm going to select the training intro for this specific ticket. We try to choose a category that's closer to what we're working on, and then an assist. Did somebody help us out with this ticket? Should be able to find the name of other fresh bookers. It's really good to give credit when somebody helps you out. So for this particular ticket, nobody else has helped me, so I'm just gonna leave it blank. Right now, before I send this ticket, I also have to enter my notes. So the notes section is going to be right here on the right-hand side, and I want to write something that is um, concise. I do have a limited number of characters, but I also want to give a good description of this interaction here. This is going to help other support agents and other fresh bookers to understand what was discussed under this ticket without needing to read the whole response. So perfect, I've just put down covering Torque's process as requested. And now I'm ready to move to my next step, which is the S for Torx, to submit it as solve. So I'm going to change again the status of the ticket. But before that, I just want to read my reply for the last time. So I want to make sure that there are no mistakes and then everything is ready to go. Perfect. So if I go to the very bottom on the right-hand side again, you have the option to submit it as solved. If I click on it, should send the reply. Great, I can see my reply right here, the bottom of the original request. And this was the first practice tickets.